BC. Hey, this is KTM's Year of Jubilee. It's been renaissance time for motorcycle sales, riding, racing, and just go into the crowd to the races to watch. Filmmaker Troy Adamitis and his team have created videos to celebrate this occasion. On Father's Day weekend, we dive into the amateur ranks where the journey to pro motocross begins with fathers, sons, and dirt bikes.
Whenever he first started racing, it brought back a lot of the memories and everything. I rode the 50s. My family, we traveled the United States doing this stuff. Just seeing it, man, that is awesome, because I remember the fun I had when I did it. That's what kind of keeps you going, you know? It's like, man, they're having the time of their life.
The feeling you get that only a rider can know, flowing through the air and, you know, crowd watching you. I still ride and I still moto, and you can't get it out of your blood. So it's something that I wanted him to at least experience. They will grow up to be something, because if you don't have a lot of money, or if you have a lot of money, you can't buy what you need. You need determination, you need the drive, you need the heart that goes into it.
You know, we made the deal with him. Look, we're blue collar, steel mill town, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, work for whatever you want and get. And you want to keep doing this, you have to win. I'm not to put the pressure on you, but I can't do it on my own, you know? And he's like, I'm ready, let's go.
Motocross gives my son the work ethic that he needs to become a good person. When that gate drops, it's up to your son to go out and win. Nobody else can make him win. It's just like life. If you want to win in life, you got to go out and get it.
Year of Jubilee, you can check out that series on YouTube. And we are within 10 minutes of our final race of the day, the 450 class from Highpoint.
Come on, Fox Raceway, make some noise!
Yes, Ken Roczen to the lead.
So Ken Roczen rebounds after a tough first moto.
For me to give Honda a championship would be amazing. It's been a long time since they've had one, but it's also been a long time for me personally, you know, after injuries and a lot of struggles. I haven't really ridden outdoors since 2019, so just saying that, hey, I'm going to get the championship is difficult, but I want to be in the hunt, you know?
Ken Roczen goes right around the outside of Plessinger.
Sometimes you got to just look in the mirror and say, I am Ken Roczen.
There will be an adjustment period and probably trying to figure out how to gain some more speed and whatnot, but I'm okay with it, you know? It's all about what we're going to do with it. We're going to go to the first round and see where we're at.
How about Ken Roczen? Back in Lucas Oil Pro Motocross, and he wins the moto.
I also need to see where everybody else is at. It seems like everyone is healthy and going really well, so the competition is stiff, and you never know what can happen, but that's why we do it. You know, if it was easy, anybody would do it. You know, the fun part is trying to figure out how to get to that very tough spot.
The Geico Motorcycle Highpoint National is brought to you by MX vs. ATV All Out. Go all out with the MX vs. ATV video game. And Thor, the first, the forever. And by Lucas Oil. Keep that engine alive. Look at this. Swole couldn't figure out how to do the champagne. Jet tried to help. Eventually just had to bash it on the stage. And now Jalek Swole knows how to open champagne. Now, that was rough. All right,
it was a risky way.
I know, it could have been real bad. Let's give you the MX versus ATV all-out track map. We get ready for 450 Moto 2.
Yeah, this is the onboard from the video game itself, coming up the hill towards the finish line. No, sorry, joining the start straight. First turn. That's your motorsport.com whole shot into this right-hander. Get that inside rut. Yeah, multiple lines. Let's see if this guy tries to double it. Nope, doesn't have it in him. He's going to go to the inside and go double through the rollers, jump down the hill. Then this is where the tracks change up just a little bit. Right, left. We've seen multiple lines there. Hard to pass, but easy to make a mistake.
Easy to charge down that hill and think you're going to make a pass, but they haven't been able to make it work. We're getting ready. Riders have taken their sight lap, and they're ready for the second 450 Moto within 5 minutes.
Carried down. It's my my son's middle name too.
Lucas Oil drone cam showing you overhead at Highpoint Raceway. These hillsides are filled with fans. Missed this race last year. Great to have it back on the calendar. And in 2021, we'll give you a little something extra special. The Jet Lawrence sweepstakes, where he was going to give away his jersey to the fan that brought the best Jet Lawrence sign. We have a winner. Let's send it down to Ashley.
Well, the fans here at Highpoint really did show up for Jet Lawrence. There was signs all over the place with a lot of donuts involved too. So the lucky fan that won, her name is Carly Mullinex, and she got her chance to meet Jet Lawrence just after that podium celebration, get his jersey, take a picture. It was even signed. What a fun way. Jet really knows how to interact with the fans and get them involved with him and his career, and it's just fun to have them back here with us at Lucas Oil Pro Motocross.
Yep, donuts, Jet, and good vibes here at Highpoint. I bet you we're going to see this again. Pretty successful.
Yeah, exactly.
We got 9 more rounds after this.
Any teenage boy is going to love that sign. He's hot and ready.
Okay,
and ready to win.
He ready to win. That's what they meant. Okay, KTM keys to the Moto here in the 450 class.
Got to flow the turns. The track's rough, rutted. It's late in the day. Keep that momentum. It's going to be huge. And then charge the hills. We've seen there's time to be made up going up and down the hill, but you can also make mistakes. And then keep up with the conditions, which kind of comes back to try to eliminate the arm pump, take better lines, cross over the rough stuff, make sure you got the right tires, make sure you got the vision. We've heard those things going on. Time to go racing.
Yes, it is, and this is exciting. This 450 class has been quite dynamic this year. We've got this collision course of eras with a lot of established champions such as Ken Roczen and Eli Tomac, who've won this title several times. You've got riders coming out of the 250 ranks, Ferrandis, Sexton, and Cian Cerullo, who've been really quick as of late. And in the first moto, Cian Cerullo was able to get the win over Ferrandis. Sexton and Roczen both went down. They ended up in the top 4. Let's see if it stays that way or someone else going to move to the front here 30 minutes and 2 laps. Moto 2 as the Fly Racing 30-second card is about to go sideways. And we'll combine the first Moto results, including that first Moto win by Cianciarulo, to determine the overall winner here at Highpoint Raceway in the Geico Highpoint National. This 450 class, I can't wait. It's been so good.
Oh, it's been great and unpredictable at the same time.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So Cianciarulo in the number 9. There he is, the green monster Kawasaki. Can he make it an overall win today? Great start by Plessinger on the 7. He's going to lead them in. Barsha around the outside, fighting for it. Ooh. They're going to give it to Barsha on the Shortly Designs Red Bull Gas. Where did Cianciarulo come from? He's up to 2nd.
Well, he was on the outside. He made good work coming in the 2nd turn. And he almost had the whole shot, I thought. But now we have Eric Plessinger out in the lead.
Yep, and Tomac on the number 3 is right there as well. Best start of the season for ET3. So this is going to get interesting. Cianciarulo does a lot of work early in the races. He's so quick in the opening lap. And just like that, he's into the number 1 spot.
Oh, Weege, that was really well timed right there. He did exactly that. Just went for it, wheeling through those ruts. When other guys are looking for where they're going to go, Cianciarulo makes it happen in the opening laps. And once again, puts himself up front. And a good start from Tomac. We've been wanting to see, where's Tomac, where's Tomac? He's been coming from behind. Now he's up in the battle.
Yeah, and Barsha, by the way, has been riding very well this year, but he has not gotten good starts either. So that red number 51, the Gas, let's see what he can do being up front. And then you see Ferrandis in 5th. He was 2nd in Moto 1. So another fantastic setup for a good battle here in the 450 class.
All the big names near the front except Ken Roxon, 14th place. So a little bit of work for our points leader. This should be, well, as we always say, it's set up for a great moto. Look at this.
Yeah, it's 14th, but this field is so tight. There he is. The actual amount of distance is not that bad. He's got Phil Nicoletti and this Max Anstey right there with him. Here is Roxon, feet off the pegs, whatever it takes.
Yeah, he knows right now he's got to make some hay while the sun shines. He's got to make some passes while everyone's stacked together early in this race if he wants to join this battle near the front.
Cianciarulo slipping away just a bit from Plessinger here on lap 1 with Tomac 3rd, Barsha Ferrandis top 5, and Sexton, who is as good as anyone in the first moto, but then he crashed. He is 6th right now.
This track's so easy to make a mistake on. Cianciarulo absolutely nailed that last corner before the finish line, standing in deep. And then the very next turn, you saw his feet come off the pegs, lost his balance a little bit. But these guys are going. The track is coming around. Traction is perfect right now. They've done a little bit of grading on the track, opening it up, giving more line options. You can see the guys really starting to hang it out.
And you can hear the fans hanging over the fences, cheering these guys on. Oh, Ferrandis slipping by Barsha. So Ferrandis on the 14 on the move. And here comes Sexton on the red 23.
Oh, this is going to be fun. But we know how Barsha is. He's not going to let that position up easily. Tough guy to get past. But Sexton, oh, trying that outside. Watch this.
Sexton walking the tightrope there, right up against the edge of the track. Then knifed back right into the lines of Barsha. Wheel to wheel. Wow, cutting across the ruts is Sexton. Gets that rear wheel on the ground. They almost collide on the takeoff of the jump. That slowed Sexton just enough. He couldn't clear that clean. He clipped the bottom, and that allowed Barsha to squirt back ahead just for the moment.
And they were still side by side. Sexton now squares it up, goes to the outside, scrubs that jump, stays really low. Can he go the long way around Barsha?
Yeah, a lot less distant for Barsha, but it's so rough on the inside, and Sexton takes advantage. Outside line for the pass.
You can't say he didn't work for that one. He had to work long and hard. See, once again, going the long way around. You know, these things in the opening laps, if the outside is smooth and the same sort of speed, run it. Get in your rhythm. Don't tire yourself up. Don't get those arms pumped up, which we've heard riders complaining about.
Hey, Roxon is right there with it. He's behind Barsha. So while these guys are all battling with each other, Kenny, it's actually tightening up from the back of the group. Look at Eli Tomac. What a drive out of that corner. Battling Plessinger.
I don't know if Plessinger missed a gear or something, but he almost came to a standstill at the exit there and lost all that uphill momentum. And that Kawasaki just blew by.
Well, this is it. Kawasaki 1-2 right now with Cianciarulo and Tomac. So we wanted to see what Tomac can do with a good start. It's pretty good right now, up into the number 2 position.
I don't know if I'm reading too much into this, but I feel like Eli looks a little bit different than I've seen the first 5 motos, and I think that's a good thing.
Okay.
So keep an eye on the number 3. He looks like something's just working at the moment. A little bit of that old flair coming back, but good thing he does not have a review mirror because it is packed.
Oh, Ferrandis, Sexton, and Roczen slipped by Barcia. He is wasting no time, Roczen.
Wow.
14th, and he is now in 6th.
That is damage control at the max. So he is now going after his teammate.
Unbelievable, he's on the inside. Can he get Sexton right here? Ferrandis right in front of him.
Sexton had more momentum around the outside, was able to get there. Those lines are starting to come together the way that exit ends up, and then a little mistake from Sexton. Roczen almost had a little sniff of getting up the inside.
Jumping downhill. Which move is going to happen first? You've got Ferrandis battling Plessinger, Yamaha teammates. Then you've got Sexton battling Roczen, Honda teammates. And all 4 of them together now.
I like how Sexton is taking different lines and avoiding the rough stuff, but Ken.
Ooh, that was beautiful. He turned those 2 big braking bumps into a double, but it wasn't quite enough to get his teammate. He's on the inside now. Not enough room.
That is one thing Ken Roczen is so good at doing, is being able to jump through the rough stuff and make it look smooth.
Oh, Ferrandis, he was trying to make a move on Plessinger. He made a mistake. Sexton almost goes down too.
It's hard to keep track. Sexton was Supermaning out of that turn. They got his feet ripped off in that deep rut. Don't even know which battle to watch.
Unbelievable, 4 riders in the same section right now. 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th.
Look at Ferrandis.
Trying to make a move on Plessinger. He wants to get to the inside for this left-hander. And Plessinger knows it.
And again, AP out of that turn just didn't get the drive he wanted.
And that allows Ferrandis to slip by. Roczen, a huge charge. Is that going to be enough? Yes. He gets Sexton and Plessinger.
And Plessinger just got, absolutely taken advantage of right there.
Yeah, 3 riders cut by him in about 3 corners. Let's see if he can rebound and regroup from that. I think he is. He's going back after Sexton to the inside.
Oh, they were pinched there. Their lines almost came together. But now for Sexton, for Plessinger, there's a slight gap. He can fit in behind Sexton and go with this battle. He's got the speed. Don't get flustered. Don't let these passes, hold you back for the rest of the moto.
Critical juncture right here early in the series is 14, the Monster Star Yamaha of Ferrandis and the Red 94 of Roczen Honda HRC. They have been the 2 best riders. They're battling for the points lead, albeit early, and now they're battling head-to-head on the racetrack.
This is setting up to be a great moto. I think right now the guys just taking a little breath like we are. The opening 8 minutes was sensational.
Look at Plessinger coming right back on Sexton.
Oh, a ton of speed through that turn. Jump to the outside. But you can tell the track's getting a little rough. It's starting to dry out. It's changed quite a bit from their first moto. And even though they did a little track work, you can see these guys still trying to figure it out.
Cianciarulo's lead over his teammate Tomac is 1.7 seconds, so we could have a battle brewing for the lead here as well. Alongside this tremendous battle. Although, like you said, they're taking a breath. They've settled in just a bit. Roczen's there. Roczen is looking to get Ferrandis. It's going to be on the inside downhill, and as I said, Tomac is starting to close on Cianciarulo up front.
Oh, look at Kenny. Back to the outside. He'll get a good drive. Ooh, but good job by Ferrandis. He knew that was coming. Shut the door, took the line away.
Yeah, these are 2 experienced riders for sure, and fun to watch them battle. You got the smooth Roczen and the very aggressive Ferrandis as they fire through the mechanics area and across the start. Oh, Roczen launches it. Here's that billboard turn.
He's got a better angle.
Yep.
He's going to square it up.
Outside to in, and Ken Roczen has made the pass for 3rd.
Oh, that was beautiful. He wanted to use that outside after the finish line, but Ferrandis, maybe he knew or didn't know, but took that line away, so Kenny couldn't do anything, and then Ken just launched that turn, got to the outside, squared up the bank turn, and the crowd are going nuts.
Woo! Ferrandis, a huge drive downhill. An equally big drive for Roczen around the outside. Wheel to wheel. Who's going to exit? Ooh. A big scrub by Ferrandis. Momentarily, he's taking it back. They're going to meet on the exit of this corner.
He's going to take the line away. Can he? Because of the ruts. Now Kenny goes to the outside.
They've been side by side 3 or 4 corners. Ferrandis locks it back down. What great racing.
Sensational. He triples that inside. We hadn't seen that since practice. When it started raining, no one did that triple. Watch that and see if that comes a factor later in this moto, because that's a good, clean line.
Hey, we've been talking about how tough Ferrandis is. This is an unbelievable charge by Roczen, an unbelievable pass. Ferrandis shrugged it right off and came right back at him to reclaim the spot. Woo! Okay, so first we'll show you the Roczen pass, and then you can see Ferrandis got him back. Great racing early in 450 Moto 2 at Highpoint. The billboard turn is back for the first time in 18 years. Roczen, outside to in. Classic motocross move. But Ferrandis fighting right back. It's a good battle between these two. Good stuff here between Ferrandis and Roczen, and that's not all. Last time around, Eli Tomac a half-second quicker than his teammate, the race leader, Adam Cianciarulo. So we could be looking at a battle for the lead soon, as we also watch this battle for third between Ferrandis and Roczen. Roczen is really powering down, and here's that battle for the lead.
Yeah, you don't know where to look right now, but this is great. You can hear the crowd. They are into this. This is what they came to see, a battle. The youngster that everyone knew could do well, Adam Cianciarulo, the guy who's won this series 3 times, just not last year, but he was 3 times in a row prior to that. We've wondered where he was this season. He's showing us right now. This track has just really evolved into such a great racing facility later in the day.
Absolutely, plenty of places to make passes. You can just go back and watch that battle with Ferrandis and Roczen. I'll tell you what, though, it's impressive what these two Kawasaki riders have done. We have seen Ferrandis and Roczen absolutely sending it, and these two have a pretty good gap.
Well, I think that actually, when you watch that battle, hold each other a little bit. Look at Eli over the top of that crest there. That was impressive.
And flying into that corner. This is the Eli Tomac that we expect to see in Lucas Oil Pro Motocross. ET3 is back. Eli Tomac, a huge charge, side by side with his teammate, Adam Cianciarulo, for the lead here at Highpoint. And Tomac has the #1 spot. Cianciarulo going to fight back around the outside, and he does. They almost come together.
There was contact there. Their lines came together. Cianciarulo got out of the rut, lost the spot, but wow, when we were coming back from break, Eli Tomac was absolutely blitzing that back part of the track, launched all the way over that one crest jump so fast. I don't think AC knew what to do, but now he's got to follow Eli, because we're seeing that old Eli a little bit, and it looks sensational.
And it looks a whole lot different than the first 5 motos of the series did. We were wondering when Tomac was going to get it rolling. It appears to be right now. Look at this.
He is flying.
That's the Eli Tomac that you expect to see in Lucas Oil Pro Motocross, the 4-time national champ, 3 straight titles in this 450 division. I don't know what's changed, but it changed in a hurry.
Put on some fresh gear between motos. Maybe that was it. That was the whole reason. But I think he likes the way this track has sort of evolved. It's not, well, it's very good. I don't know how to explain it, but they've ripped it, they've turned it. It's got some ruts, but it's not the deepest, gnarliest track ever, but it's allowing him to really carry that outside line momentum that he loves to do and hang it out. I think we both kind of saw it. I'm sure people at home are nodding their head going, yeah, I saw that. I see what you're talking about. It's fun to watch.
Well, you picked up on it immediately that you looked a little different. And let's also mention this is the first really good start of the year that Tomac's gotten in a moto, so that doesn't hurt either. This battle, Ferrandis on the 14 and Roczen in 4th.
See how they're all tripling into their turn now? This is how good these guys are. They are changing their lines and jumping things mid-moto that they haven't done pretty much all day. Some of them hadn't done that. And just changing mid-moto, I can tell you from experience, is extremely hard to just do stuff you haven't done before. You're kind of going a little bit winging it on a prayer type thing.
And you're not just talking about lines in a corner. You're talking about jumping something.
Yep, line jumps and landing, jumping through ruts and landing back in ruts.
Event points as they run. That would be the overall for today's race with both motos combined. Cianciarulo, running second in this moto, is in control of that. He's sitting on 1-2 moto scores. You see it'd be Ferrandis second overall and Tomac third. So Roczen's got a lot to race for here. It's been a phenomenal start to this moto by Roczen because we had him in 14th early. He's charged all the way up to 4th. But he momentarily took the measure of Ferrandis, and Ferrandis fought right back. Right now, starting to stretch it out a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I've really grown to respect from Ferrandis. He is really tough. I don't know if he was just born with that, something he learned, something that maybe his coach David Villeman beats into his head. Because I think any former rider can tell you one thing: don't let someone who's got a little more raw speed than you beat you up or kind of own you mentally. Fight, grind, get everything you can out of it. And that's exactly what Ferrandis does. But Kenny, once again, regroups, finds his groove. You can see putting the pressure back on, and he's got 15 minutes to do some more work on Ferrandis. And what else, Weege?
Yeah, you could save 15% or more on your insurance if you call Geico. The 15-minute phone call. Man, time flies when you're watching these battles. Tomac getting around Cianciarulo. That was a good fight. And these two, Ferrandis and Roczen, what a battle it has been throughout. They have left Sexton behind. Barsha, Plessiger having a rough one. He's actually gone back to 7th now. Barsha's gotten around. Muscan, Craig, Savacci round out your top 10. I don't think it's over. Roczen wants to make this pass.
Well, if you even just look at the last lap, 205, 205, 205, 205. I mean, the front four a couple tenths away on a rough, gnarly, rutted track late in the day. A quarter of a second is basically nothing.
Roczen experimenting with the lines here. He was using that inside for a little while. Now he's along the outside, just like Ferrandis. Back to our leader, Eli Tomac. Points-wise, he's in a massive hole. I don't even think they're thinking about championship at this very moment. It was just get back on track, get the momentum going, and this would be massive for Tomac to take this Moto win.
It really would be. I think for him, it would give him a little, peace and quiet, because a lot of people have been asking what's up with Eli Tomac. He's the favorite, especially when you consider that Zach Osborne, last year's champion, the only guy that's beaten him in the last 4 years, is out with a back injury. People would have said, yeah, he's the favorite on paper. He's got the results to back it up. He's one of the winningest guys. And then first 2 rounds fighting for top 10s. It just didn't make sense. But wow, we've said it before. If you're 1% off, you look mediocre. Well, Eli Tomac must have found 1.5% because he looks incredible right now.
Yeah, and also it doesn't help that this field is so tightly bunched this year that the difference between off used to be maybe 4th. It's been 8th, 9th for him. Suddenly, Eli Tomac is leading races again. So Tomac's back, at least for now, past the halfway point, and he has left Cianciarulo behind. Cianciarulo, though, still in control of the overall. If he can keep that thing on 2 wheels.
I don't know if I would go as far as saying left him behind. Eli's made 1 or 2 little mistakes, and you can still see the number 9 in the background. I think with this track, if you just lose your rhythm a little bit, you can lose a lot of time as well. And if Adam kind of regroups and finds some lines and puts it together, their lap times haven't been that far off, even though last lap around, Tomac was in the 205 mid. AC was a 207 low. But now they're getting in traffic. You're having to mix things up. That gap could fluctuate.
Tomac through traffic, yeah, that could be a factor as well. We've dodged the rain all day. We actually see the sunshine now down at Highpoint Raceway. And it's led to, I think because they were anticipating some water, track not quite as deep and not quite as wet in the morning. And the riders really liked it when the track formed up that way at our last event in Colorado. And it has led to some good racing here at Highpoint. And clearly it's worked for Tomac here in this second moto. A lot of lappers to get by. That did not do him any favors.
Could you imagine trying to be a bookie and do the odds on who's going to win and who is? I mean, it's every time we start thinking we see a pattern, it changes. And this is why I was hoping and predicting, and I'm glad to see, saying that I thought that 2021 would be the greatest series we've ever seen in both classes, and it really is living up to it. The 450s have been so fun, just unbelievable, and great to see the number 3 back up top. Yeah,
you can never have too many contenders. You certainly can't count Tomac out, but the way the first 5 motos of the year look is getting a little dire. He has picked it back up, and the lead is 4.8 over Cianciarulo. We're back here, Highpoint National. Eli Tomac just starting to inch away. He's up to almost 5 seconds. He was slowly pulling away from his teammate Cianciarulo, but the last time around, he ran a 2:07.8, and Cianciarulo a 2:08.2. So he added about a half second a lap each time.
Yeah, he pulled away that last lap. When he was coming out of that triple, you could see AC in the background. Now he's further behind. That is just so pretty. It's technical, tough. It looks easy on TV, like, hey, just jump over it. It's a jump right now. You're going through braking bumps, and you're see the foot peg run hard. That's why every time we think everyone looks comfortable. Whoa.
Look at this. Ferrandis has caught Cianciarulo.
That happened pretty quickly.
Yeah, we've got a battle on our hands for the number 2 spot.
See, Ferrandis stayed out of that deep rough there. He's taking good lines right now, just avoiding that deep rough stuff, and his lap times are showing it. Last lap around, he was 2:06. The only other person was Roxon, also at 2:06, who's behind him.
Now, this would not affect the overall. If Ferrandis gets Cianciarulo still barely would hold on for your overall win. But Roxon is still lurking back there as well. So there's a lot to play for here in the final 10 minutes and 2 laps.
Well, the other thing for Cianciarulo, if Ferrandis gets around him, Ken Roxon's right there too. And Ken is starting to get that late moto kind of groove back going, finding his lines, adjusting with the track.
Yeah, if they both get Cianciarulo, then potentially Ferrandis is looking at your overall win today without even winning a moto. It could be a 2-2 to get it done. Long way to go before we're there. As a matter of fact, it looks like Cianciarulo has either responded to Ferrandis or this side of the track is a little better for the number 9.
I kind of feel like that's how it's been all day.
Yeah.
Either a mistake or we've seen riders being, you could say, better on the north side of the track or better on the south side. Once they get through this little ravine area, we've certainly seen riders making the most of one side of the track or the other. Ken Roxon just stood all the way through that rut, downhill off camber, only sat at the very exit.
Meanwhile, a little mistake by Ferrandis, had feet off the pegs. And held up by a lap rider badly, almost went down.
Yeah, they made contact there. That really could have gone ugly there. Ferrandis lucky to stay up, but he did lose some ground.
You've been saying it's hard to track just when you think you have the trend figured out in this series. It's the same thing with this moto. Anytime it looks like a rider is making a charge, making a move, then it flips. So now Ferrandis, who 1 lap ago, it looked almost inevitable that he was going to take second. He might not even hold on to third.
Yeah, now he went from attacking to defending, and I believe we have a replay of what happened. So watch Ferrandis. See the lap, I think gets a little cross rider, but Ferrandis is trying to cut to the inside. Watch right there. See the rear wheel touches his rear wheel. Oh my goodness, that was even, there's a big bump at the exit there. Ferrandis almost got whiplash out of that.
I can't believe he stayed in the bike. That was even worse than we thought now that we saw it in slow motion. Roxon got a front row seat to it, and he's putting the hammer down. Roxon finding the smooth stuff on the outside.
Yeah, he's also trying to venture, you know, if you follow someone and you lose a little ground, you know not to use that line. But late in the motos, those insides that everyone's been going to are getting chopped up. So he tried to go all the way around the outside. It wasn't quicker, but he didn't lose much. But he kind of knows, hey, worst case scenario, if I have to use that, it works. See another outside line there.
Cianciarulo has responded. He just ran a 2:06.7. He was drifting into the 2:08s at one point. So don't know what the situation was, but once Ferrandis got there, Cianciarulo ratcheted the pace back up.
That's exactly what happened.
He found out he better go.
Makes you kind of change your mindset a little bit to like, come on, let's go. I got to do this. I'm not losing positions.
And you don't often see final 6 minutes of a moto in this class where you got 3 riders duking it out. Ferrandis a mistake and didn't even lose time going into that corner. Yeah, shooting right up to Cianciarulo.
Oh, he almost jumped onto his back tire there from the inside. Did that step down. And here's the thing, if these, mistake from Cianciarulo, he's left the dog.
Nothing is wrong here. He's losing all kinds of time. I'm not sure what happened there.
He doesn't have a flat, does he?
That bike is kicking all over the place. And who's going to leave the brakes off in this corner? Cianciarulo going to drift wide and back into the line of Ferrandis. So he's back under control, at least to some degree. Ferrandis right there again.
He's got the inside line. He can take the line away at the exit. Can he get there?
Oh! Cianciarulo just held it wide and just found an opening to hold Ferrandis off. Ferrandis going to try again, and Roczen is right in it as well. Almost 3 wide. It is 3 wide into this corner. Can Roczen get them both? Roczen and Ferrandis side by side. They have got by Cianciarulo, which is actually going to change the overall win today. Oh. Unless Roczen can get Ferrandis, and Ferrandis just shut the door.
He shut the door there. That was a smart move. And there was a lap to deal with. They had to pick their line. Cianciarulo now fighting back on the outside.
This is unbelievable. I don't know if I've ever seen racing like this in the 450 class. Cianciarulo trying to come back on Roczen. Roczen trying to get Ferrandis.
And meanwhile, Eli Tomac is glad he knows nothing about this battle, because it would wear him out just thinking about it.
Cianciarulo is not done. Couple of bad segments there, and he's right back in it. Roczen showing a wheel to Ferrandis, who at least temporarily is in control of the overall for the weekend, and he almost goes down.
And shuts the door, but if you look at the overall point standing, Ferrandis would win the overall with a 2-2. Cianciarulo with his first and a fourth would miss it by 1 point. Tomac would be on the podium for the first time this season.
All right, now it's down to who's going to dig deep.
Yeah, this is all about picking the right lines. Don't make mistakes. You know, everyone's hanging it out. They're hyped up. The crowd's going. I mean, you know that the 94 and the 14 know exactly what's at stake. They want to leave here with a red plate, meaning the points leader.
This section of the track not working as well for Cianciarulo. Temporarily, at least, they pulled away. I've got to qualify everything with temporarily, because it has been changing lap to lap here at Highpoint. It's settled down for the moment between Ferrandis, Roczen, and Cianciarulo. Although just as quickly as I say that, Roczen gathers it back up and tries to close back in on the 14.
The one thing that has been also impressive is just the consistency of lap times from Eli Tomac. He's been cranking pretty much 206s for the most part, lap after lap. Also, fastest lap of the race, he did a 203. That lap that we were talking about earlier in the Moto, we were like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
Well, we know who he is. He just came back.
Yeah, yeah. Where's that guy been?
Yeah, E.T. phoned home finally, and he's back to where he belongs. And 203 was just incredible. And once again, he did another 206. He just crossed the line. Let's see what these guys behind him are doing. They were 208 last lap. 208. Whoa. Ferrandis, 205. Almost his fastest lap of the race, late in Moto 2.
So he's responding to the challenge of Roczen. Meanwhile, up front, Tomac, he's giving these guys something to think about. We'll have another weekend off, and then we're going to Redbud. Roczen is there, challenging Ferrandis.
They both know how important this position is. It might be second and third on the track, but this is for the championship lead going to the next round. Bragging rights. And these are just gritty competitors.
Oh, so fun to watch. If Roczen passes Ferrandis, I think that would put him in the overall podium. It would knock Tomac off. You're also mentioning he and Ferrandis tussling for the points lead at the end of the day.
Well, the other thing it would do if Kenny gets by, it would give AC the overall back, take it away from Ferrandis.
That's right. Unbelievable how much is on the line in these final moments.
Absolutely. It's been exciting from start to finish. We love you guys. You know exactly how we play. Right now,
Well, as we watch Eli Tomac bounce back today in Lucas Oil Pro Motocross, similar situation for MotoGP tomorrow. It has been a rough return to MotoGP for the once dominant Marc Marquez, but we're going to the Sachsenring in Germany. He's won 7 in a row in the Premier class. Can Marquez suddenly go right back to the front, kind of like Tomac's doing right now?
I think he can. He looked good in practice earlier, and he loves that track. He's so good. He's finding his old form.
That's tomorrow, 11:30 Eastern. Sunday night on NBCSN. Here's Dylan Ferrandis on the number 14, the Monster Energy Star Racing Yamaha, running in the number 2 spot. He has been fending off pressure from Ken Roczen throughout. 1 lap ago, Roczen was right there trying to get by. Ferrandis just gritty. Anytime Roczen gets there, Ferrandis has an answer. Temporarily, Roczen had actually made the pass on him in that corner about 20 minutes ago. Ferrandis fought back, and it puts Ferrandis, at the moment, in control of the overall for the day. He would have 2 second-place finishes. They have left Cianciarulo behind. He is in 4th. He won the first moto. He's looking at a 1-4.
For Ferrandis, this won't be his greatest win ever, maybe, with a 2-2. But when he reflects one day, I think this may be one of the greatest days for him. He's going to, if things stay the same, which there's 2.5 laps, there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
He would have dug deep, fought hard to go 2-2 to get the overall and wrestle the points lead back and go into another break with the momentum, with the confidence, with everything. See him take a look over his shoulder. Right now, he's just, all he cares about is Roczen. Eli Tomac has checked out. I mean, ET is back, at least for now. Is this going to happen all season long? We hope so, because we want to see great racing. But at the same time, the Ferrandis-Roczen battle, it's, you know when it's not, I always say, it's not personal, but it's personal. Because they know what's at stake. You know what I mean? It's a championship. It's a big prize.
Yeah, we don't have any history between those two as a rival or anything like that. But at the same time, they know, at least today, those are the two that are battling for the points lead. They might be dealing with Tomac at some point as well, as Eli has served notice that he is not done winning races in this championship. It's not going to be the overall for the weekend. We'll show you the motosport.com whole shot replay as Tomac works on a moto win. He didn't get the whole shot, but it was his best start of the year. It was close. Barsha, a good start.
They were almost
Tomac around the outside.
See, you say, where was Cianciarulo coming from?
Yes.
He had that good entry into the second turn. Look, it was almost three wide right there, and then Eli right there.
And the 7 of Blessinger. Yep, and Eli right there as well. Eli took a few laps into the number 2 spot, and then he got rolling, and it was unbelievable. We saw a blistering fast lap. He got around Cianciarulo, and he has been in control ever since. So whatever the problem is, it's over, at least for now. We'll go to Redbud. Eli likes that track, as does everyone, in 2 weeks' time. And we'll see if this is the start of something, and listen to the crowd.
Oh, they've been treated to some great racing. I mean, the crowd just came out in massive numbers, very passionate, very vocal, what we love at the outdoors. And now that they're allowed to be out there and enjoying this, it's really helped with the atmosphere. You hear the riders talking about it. And I think that it makes a difference. When the crowd is behind it, it really does. And he lands in that little pocket there. You see how the front end sort of snatched under in his hands. But Eli, we could argue, one of the strongest riders that you'll ever find in motocross, able to wrestle that Kawasaki around. Now it's that point of the race. There is no smooth line. You're trying to just eliminate mistakes, be smooth, attack where you can, but be cautious where you need to, like right there, a little off camber. You see him doubling through those braking bumps, through the G out, trying to stay out of the really deep ruts that he sweeps. Does he go to the outside? Yes, very smart. That's a very conservative line, but consistent.
You know, the big story coming into this championship, there are really 2 things. Osborne with the back injury, and unfortunately that's gotten the best of last year's champ, and he's out for the rest of the series. And then the story that Tomac, who has been a dominant force in this series, he and this Monster Energy Kawasaki team are parting ways next year. And you would think, well, that's really going to be difficult for them to work together. But we've actually seen a great history of riders leaving a team and then riding incredibly well. We've seen perfect seasons from riders on their way out the door for a team. So even though he was struggling at the beginning of the year, that didn't even seem like a reasonable reason as to why. It was just so puzzling to see Tomac not at his normal level. Did not finish in the top 5 in the first 5 motos of the series, including today, earlier, when he finished 6th in Moto 1. And then all of a sudden, he is absolutely back to his old level.
Well, 2 weeks ago in Colorado at Lakewood, Kenny Roczen found his old groove. Today, somewhere in the track was a big groove, and Eli found it, and they rekindled their relationship, and it's been just, once again, so impressive to watch.
Well, it also goes back to what you said at the very start of this championship. we are no longer seeing riders retire. You're still seeing Tomac and Roczen able to win races while we've added Sexton and Ferrandis and Cian Cerullo to the class. So that's what's led to some of this great racing.
You got youth, you got wisdom.
Yep, and we got Eli Tomac.
And a lot of championships between all those guys, and that's the thing.
Yeah, these are some mentally tough riders, and Tomac bouncing back is going to be something for everyone to think about going into Redbud. And he's popular, the fans saluting this ride. Can never have enough contenders, and we can once again certify that Eli Tomac's going to be a contender for Moto wins throughout this summer. We got something figured out. Listen to this crowd, man.
Right now, just Tomac probably destroying some fantasy motocross leagues at the moment with people picking. Because how do you pick all year?
Oh, I figured this was coming last week. He was from Colorado. I'm like, oh, he'll probably win a moto at the Colorado breakout. It was one of the worst motos you've ever seen him log on a 450. He's struggling top 10. Now he's a winner.
A dominant winner.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we like a little bit of drama, intrigue, and mystery because that means you're just going to have to tune into the next one at Redbud 2 weeks from now on July 4th weekend on a Saturday. Eli Tomac working on, I believe it'll be the 35th career Moto win for Tomac. There it is, Eli Tomac, first Moto win of 2021. And Dylan Ferrandis is going to win the overall. First time we've seen someone win the overall without a Moto win since Tomac at this track back in 2019. It's pretty rare in the 450 class, but Ferrandis will take it.
I was going to say, start getting used to it. We've seen it in the 250s, now seen it in the 450s. Look at that. You can see those guys. They know there's a lot of respect there. Those guys hung it out. That was a battle to the end. You see Ferrandis like, woohoo.
Yeah.
Arms are tingly. There's his wife to congratulate him. She's probably seen a lot of races and gone, yep, that was one where I know he fought Doug so deep.
That's what's going to make this guy dangerous. There is no doubt about the heart and the competitiveness of Dylan Ferrandis. The only question was how quickly could he adapt to the 450 class. And remember, this Star Racing team is new to this 450 class. They're figuring things out awfully quickly.
Fatherhood to me is the best thing that's ever happened to me. You know, there's a lot more to life than only just the sport, right? But then once I became a dad, I went to the track, and I was just as much as I was looking forward to going to the track, I look forward to coming home. And it's pretty crazy actually, because you can put them down and go to bed and you go to sleep, and you know, I get up obviously before my son gets up, but you just miss them, and you haven't even been gone from them for that long. So I don't know, it just made me focus on some other things than just racing, and I feel like it's actually made me better in a lot of ways. So doing this as a family, like racing as a family, is a different feeling and so much better than it was before.
The Geico Motorcycle Highpoint National is brought to you by Geico Motorcycle. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on motorcycle insurance. And by Lucas Oil. Keep that engine alive. So many things to discuss here at Highpoint. Starting with this, the race is back. The fans are back as well. And they also get to go over to the podium area, which we were not able to do with the limited capacity that we had in 2020. That's story number one. Second part is what happened on the racetrack. Great battles throughout and a return to the front for Eli Tomac of the Monster Energy Kawasaki. So let's try to figure out what has changed there. Let's send it down to Ashley Raynard.
We're going to congratulate Dylan Ferrandis taking the overall win here at Highpoint in round number 3. Dylan, you seem to really perform in these pressure situations. What drives you to get this performance and this overall win?
It's amazing. What a race. The crowd is amazing today. I love it. Yeah, I don't know. I got a good start, and I kind of fall a little bit on Ken, and I mean, I didn't make on purpose, but I was kind of happy because, yeah, it was really, really fast today. And, yeah, it was just a war. Like, Eli was on rail, and he kind of gapped me. And then was a big fight with Ken. He passed me, I repassed him. Like, we kind of get bar to bar without being dirty, I think. So that was really fun, at least for me. And yeah, after it was crazy. We came back on Adam and we passed him, and then Ken we tried to pass me. That was naughty. And yeah, it was one section after the start where it was a little faster than me. I kind of needed a little more traction. And yeah, every lap was crazy. I tried the whole lap to make the gap for this section, and then he got me, and then I tried again. So that was just crazy. And yeah, amazing getting the overall here is. Yeah, dream come true again, and yeah, stoked to get back on the red plate, and yeah, really happy to see the crowd. That's really good, and yeah, want to thank my sponsor, Yamaha Monster Energy Star Racing, and all the people behind me, my wife, my trainer GV, the guy at Kayaba who makes such a crazy job, and yeah, all the guys in the team, my mechanic, Alex and Bell, 100% Alpine Star, Tor, Toyota Escondido, and all the people here today. Thanks.
Well, congratulations on the overall win. The crowd will celebrate with him. He'll have 3 points over Ken Roxon in Redbud.
Thanks, Ashley. And that is 2 overall wins in 3 rounds for Ferrandis, but they have been nail biters throughout. Just got the overall at the opener, just missed it at this round 2, and gets it back here at round 3. I'll show you how this happened at Lucas Oil Moto 2 450 race recap. So much to cover. Good start for the number 7 of Plessinger. Early speed from Adam Seenstrom, the number 9, gets by him. See Tomac stirring back there in 3rd, Varsha in 4th. Tomac gets the 2nd and then goes past his teammate.
Yeah, he was just on rails at this point, but you see he had to work for it. Cinderella gets a little cross-rider there, loses the ground, looks back. See Tomac takes the lead.
Yep, Tomac takes the lead, and then this. Cianciarulo, Ferrandis, and Roxon, one of the best battles you'll ever see, 3 wide multiple times.
How often do you see this, like you said, late in the race, 450, couldn't figure out who was doing what, where the mistakes were coming from. Ferrandis dug deep, still watch him just squeeze.
Yep, and he held Roxon off all the way to the end. That was enough for the overall with a 2-2. There it is, and Tomac wins Moto number 2. Not what he wanted outside the top 5 in Moto 1. Not what he wanted outside the top 5 throughout the Motos coming into this. But Tomac, you could say he's back, I think, with that Moto win. Here's your Moto 2 results. Roxon 3rd. Cianciarulo ends up 25 seconds back. Still working on that last bit of fitness. Sexton 5th, Varsha Buscan, Plessinger, Savachi, Christian Craig finishing up in the top 10 here in 450 Moto number 2. Okay, so we know the overall story with Ferrandis. Let's figure out the story of this second Moto. We'll send it back to Ashley.
As the crowd's chanting AC, Adam, you were so close to the overall, just 1 point back. What positives do you take out of this?
Yeah, man, thank you guys. Can't even hear myself think up here. Yeah, I mean, a bummer to lose it with 1 point, but with where I'm at right now, to be honest, I tried my hardest, and I can rest my head tonight and get a good night's sleep because I know I left it all out there. Really impressive by Dylan, Eli, Ken, everybody going really fast. Those guys are really strong. So I just need to be a little bit stronger, and I'm stronger than I was last week, and then last week I was stronger than I was the week before. So just going to keep grinding that direction, have a lot of positives to take away from this, and yeah, bummer to lose it. I want to win. That's why I do this, but left it all out there, like I said.
Well, congratulations on second overall on the day. Hey, he's saying he's getting stronger each week. We've got a lot of motos left on the season.
Yeah, it was a good season. Second in points last year for Cian Cirillo, but he never got to hear the crowd when he was experiencing some of that 450 success. So they're soaking it up, and now the fans are headed out here of Highpoint Raceway. It was the overall for the day. Ferrandis, as Cian Cirillo said, over him by 1 point. Roczen and Tomac tie, but tiebreaker goes to Tomac for third overall.
Whoever gets a 3-3 and doesn't get on the podium. I mean, like, that's what it's come down to.
Great point, Roczen. 3-3 is not good enough for third. That's how close it is in this class. All right, we'll send it back to the podium with Ashley. It's been a pretty fun day down there with those fans.
I didn't think the smile could get any bigger than Adam Cianciarulo, but Eli Tomac, your smile is on your face. The crowd is here supporting you. A lot of question marks before this moto and today's race here in Highpoint. What was different?
Well, I mean, that moto was, I was just in clean air that time, got off to a better start, but the riding was totally different. I want to call it like a 5-moto slump. I don't really know what was going on. I was just getting tight during the moto, struggling a little bit physically, and just feeling comfortable on the bike. So, it was in a whole different world that time. Excited to feel it again. I feel like I can keep it going. So this is huge for us. Thank you to the team, Monster Energy, Kawasaki, and all these great fans. See you later.
Well, congratulations. It's good to see Eli Tomac in the zone again.
That's right, and he said the key thing. I think I can keep it going from here. So that's going to make it very interesting, these battles up front.
A lot of things for everyone to think about with the weekend off.
Yes, and we go into Redbud, a track that everybody loves. Not going to be any excuses there. It's a track that everybody feels that they can win on. So that's going to make it that much more interesting at the next one.
Oh, it certainly is. Just every time you start thinking there's a pattern, something changes, and it's great. But Ferrandis, once again, maybe not the fastest guy on the track every lap, but just gritty, grinds it out. It's a combination of two motos in one day, and he put it together. 2-2, once again, gets the overall.
And you can see what that grinding has done here in the points. He's retaken the red plate away from Roczen by 3. That form from Ferrandis could prove very tough to beat throughout this championship. Send it back to the podium.
Ken Roczen, and just want to talk to you a little bit about that moto. There were some really intense battles out there. Overall, what were you thinking as you were out there in those battles?
Yeah, I got pinched off a little bit on the start, and then so I was about midfield. I really had to put on some moves in the first half of the race, and I got up there really quick, so I felt like I was racing great, and I raced hard all the way to the end. Obviously, Dylan, he's really good right now, and made the pass stick once, and he got me back, but I had a lot of fun out there just racing in front of the fans with Dylan, everybody. You can't win them all. All I wanted is charge to the end and try my hardest. It sucks that I'm only 4th, but I feel like we rode good today, and it was a lot of fun. The weather held up great. The track was amazing, and I really enjoyed racing out here.
I don't know if it felt like this for you, but watching those battles, that 30 minutes plus 2 went by pretty quick for us.
That's true. Keeps the energy flowing when you're fighting like that. There's a couple Honda fans definitely cheering for Ken Roczen. What a spectacular day of racing. We'll have a weekend off. Then we're back for Redbud. Probably the premier event in this series. All the riders are going to want to win that one. We'll have qualifying, as always, Saturday morning on Peacock with an hour qualifying show. First motos on MAV TV and then NBCSN coverage as well. Well, started out with who's going to win the Jet Lawrence sign contest, and then, of course, who's going to win the motos. Great job, Jalik Swoll, first ever win in the 250 class. He's happy. And Dylan Ferrandis, another win in the 450s. But the real winners, these fans that got their race back, that got to cheer at the podium, and were treated to some fantastic action. For Ashley Raynard and Grant Langston, I'm Jason Wygant. We'll see you in 2 weeks at Redbud.